friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Maya Sophia, and today I want to talk about my goals for 2023 reading year. Let's get this party started. So now to talk about my goals for 2023. Because 70 books worked well for 2022 as my challenge of books to read for the year, that's what I'm going to stick with. So 70 books to read for 2023. And I'd like to plan to do a bit more TBRs because I will be sharing it with you. But I don't have a big span of TBR, but I thought I would do a little TBR of 10 books that I would like to at least get to, which I probably will. To give you an idea of what I'm hoping to read this year. So I have 2 nonfiction books, 4 rereads of series, and 4 fiction books that I want to get to. Let's get started. Okay, so the 2 nonfiction books that I want to read. The first one on the nonfiction list that I've already talked about in my 10 books to read for the end of the year is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. So I think the reason why I didn't get to this one in the year was because I was a bit in a mood of not reading. And so I feel like this one will take more time and I want to really take my time reading it. But this one is Indigenous wisdom and scientific knowledge and the teaching of plants and wonderful environmental justice topics that I'm really excited to dive into. The second book on the nonfiction list is Twisted by Emma Debris. And this is a history of Black women's hair that I'm excited to explore more. I don't know much about, but Bookish Realm, Ashley from Bookish Realm, suggested it in her video that I'll link below about reading more nonfiction. So I'm excited to have that recommendation and read this book. So the next books that I have are rereads because I love to reread books. I feel like it's an HSP thing. It's a me thing. Love to reread. And I have 4 series that I want to reread because, I've been in a mood to like reread childhood favorites. And so there are 4 series that I want to read all the way through. So that will be nice to get into a series mood because I have a hard time with series. So the first one of that is Percy Jackson by Rick Riordan. Of course, I need to reread it because of the Disney TV series coming out. Of course, really, really excited for that TV series because actors are age appropriate. Yay! So I feel like I need to reread at least the first series. I would like to reread the second series because that one is my favorite, but we'll see what I get to. For those who don't know, Percy Jackson is about a boy who discovers that he is a demigod. And again, so excited to reread these books. I will say though, I reread the first one recently to get started and then started the second one. And I think what's stopping me from getting through is I don't want to read about Annabeth being mean to Tyson. If you know, you know. And yeah, so that's what I'm not looking forward to. So I'm trying to figure out how to get through the second one because I know it gets better from there and the rest of the story is amazing. So yeah, that's the first series I would like to reread in 2023. The next series that I would like to reread is the Mysterious Benedict Society series by Triton Lee Stewart. This series has been sparked by watching the TV series. Absolutely love the TV series. Like, it's just one of those things that makes me so extremely happy. I feel like it is done so well. And I have watched the second season and I do have some thoughts about it, but it was still really, really enjoyable. And I would like to read all the other books in the series. I've read the first two, reread the first two, so that I'm prepared for season 3. This story follows a group of kids who all pass this test to help save the world from what's called the emergency. And it's full of puzzles and fun and is just so beautiful. Highly recommend. Definitely a safe book, as the Percy Jackson series as well. Next series that I want to reread is So You Want to Be a Wizard by Diane Dune. And I have talked about this series on my Instagram as being one of those comfort fantasy series that I really enjoy and have been wanting to go back to. I think I've reread the first 3 recently, and I would like to read the rest because there are so many books in this series. And this is definitely a safe book for me. And you know, I think I talked about this on my Instagram, but it's like one of those series that I just wish was more popular, like those books that we shall not name, and like was instead of the books we shall not name, because I just feel like this series is so much better and, you know, the author is not horrible. So this series follows our main character, Nita, who is bullied at school, and one day she's running away from the bullies and she goes into the library where she usually hides out, and she finds this book along with the rest of the books and the shelf that are, you know, So You Want to Be a Doctor, etc., like career books, and it says So You Want to Be a Wizard. And she discovers this book of spells and magic and is able to find her new best friend Kit, who also found the book as well. And they go on adventures, and yeah, really suggest this book, and I'm really excited to reread all of this series. The last series in this list is The Land of Elon. And the second book is called Beyond the Valley of Thorns. I actually don't own the first book, unfortunately, but I'll find it at the library. So this book is by Patrick Carman, and it is a fantasy that I remember reading with my mom years ago. And I don't remember like really anything about this book, but I have like all the books except for the first one on my shelf. And I'm like, you know, I should reread this. So I'm excited to see. I'm assuming it's going to be a safe read, but of course, look below at the content warnings. I'm excited to explore what this is about and reread it again and see if it's something that I enjoy. All right, the last 4 books that I have on this little TBR that I'm taking into 2023 for my reading year is some fiction books, some random books that I haven't read before that I would like to read. And the first book is actually a series, and I read the first 2, but there are more. And that is a book that I have talked about, The Vanderbeekers on 141 Street, and all of the Vanderbeeker series by Corinna Jan Glasser. And this was a recommendation when I talked about The Pinderbricks on Garden Street by Jean Birdsall. And I'll just say again, really enjoy this series. And of course, The Pinderbricks will always be very close to my heart, but I think these are some wonderful representation that I really wish I had as a kid, because it's a biracial family growing up in Harlem and their adventures. The first one follows them as they try to save their home from a landlord that they don't know a lot about. So yeah, I'm excited to read the rest of this series. Next on my list, I have Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston, and I already talked about this in my TBR for 2022. I read the first one, Amari and the Night Brothers, and definitely really enjoyed the reading process and enjoyed most of the book until the end. The end was really hard. And this one is more of a mild, middle grade book about Mari, whose brother has been missing, and she discovers this magical world on her search for her brother. And I've started Amari and the Great Game, and I think I'm still like reeling from the first book, but I would like to keep the momentum going because you know me, it's hard for me to finish, the second book. So excited to read that one. The second to last book that I have was a recommendation on a Facebook post that I did about the So You Want to Be a Wizard, so like comfort fantasy reads. Someone had mentioned Love, Lies, and Hocus Pocus by Linda Cherie. And I don't know a lot about this one, but it seems like a fun, cozy read. This is going to be short, and I'd like to kind of check it out and see if I like it. The last one that I have is a new release that I don't know a lot about, that I just saw the cover and kind of read a little bit of the description and think it might be a cute romance to read, and that is The Love Match by Bakrika Talisman. And yeah, I'm just excited for this representation and another fun YA romance. Well, that is it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, what are your plans for 2023? I'd love to hear from you. Please share my videos and look out for the videos that I will be posting every Monday. In the meantime, keep resting, resisting, and finding joy. Goodbye for now.